hanging out with the operations captain. And he said, hey, we've got this big operation going. We're going to help take a battalion to the top of Neubauten, and they're going to cut themselves down. And that'd be a really good story. And I said, yeah, that'd be a really good story. In retrospect, what the hell was I thinking?
I remember the mission getting started because I was up to do anything. I wouldn't have said no.
We were going to make a sweep around the Black Virgin Mountain. I don't even know what platoon I was with. I really don't.
I always wondered, are these guys going to know what they're doing because they have to protect us? We're the photographers. We only carried 45. They carried all the other weapons.
When we were attached to these units, everybody wanted their picture taken, but I didn't know anybody.
I put a cameraman with each of, I can think, 3 different companies. I think there was a hammer anvil thing where there was a unit at the bottom. The whole idea was to chase them down the mountain.
Yeah, I remember being fascinated, wondering why were there so many of these large boulders? Initially, I was shooting a lot of it up on the rock. They were very professional. They had a job to do. They went down the mountain. I remember a couple of guys getting injured. I think they may have fallen, and they had to get helicopters to take them out.
Well, we were about halfway up because I remember the helicopter dropping off supplies to us.
They found caves. They pulled. He was crawling in there. Found a bad guy who yelled "Chuhoi" and then threw a hand grenade at him.
I don't remember any gunfire until we got closer to the base of the mountain.
I think they had F-15s at that time. They were coming against the mountain and dropped their ordnance. Well, once we made contact, small arm fire, and we were pinned down.
Maybe I was too young and dumb to feel worried. I didn't realize we were running out of supplies until we actually ran out of supplies and water. I just said, well, this is business as usual.
We ran out of water one day, so some of the guys volunteered to go down to the flat and get water and bring it back.
And in hindsight, the stuff that we shot on Neubauten, there was far too much of guys crawling over rocks. We covered that. Now let's shoot some faces. The LRPs. That's one of the first times I ever remember seeing LRPs.
Firefight started on January 8th. That was the day I was wounded. I was filming there, and I turn around, and I see the Cobra coming, and I see the rocket coming, and I said, oh God, not now. And just that quick, it hit. There was a machine gunner and his mate in front of me that got wiped out. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. And I guess most of the blast went over me, caught them, blew them back, blew me back, and I landed on their machine gun and burnt my ass.
guys with Endoscavage, they had a Chuhoi Scout with them. The Cobra that fired on them friendly fire saw a Vietnamese, just happened to be ours, running out there, and so laid in the nails on them.
I had shrapnel in my left hand, my neck, my shoulder, and my one leg. Patched up some of the wounded, and we took them over to that medevac helicopter. Did I have a chance to get on it? I did, but there were so many, I mean, there were bodies laying all over that chopper. There's no room. I know, I'm pretty sure it was shot down.
And you can see the chopper on the ground burning with the rotor still turning.
And I don't know if there are any survivors on there or not. Helping, dressing the wounded and taking them over to the helicopter. I got a Bronze Star with a V device. It's hanging on my wall.